Welcome, children. In your previous class, you have seen that Mr. Holmes was seriously ill. When Watson called on him, he told him to call Mr. Smith for his treatment. Dr. Watson did as he was instructed by Holmes, and Mr. Smith came to Holmes' residence. Mr. Smith was very happy to see that Holmes was dying. Now we will see the rest of the lesson. I remember, Holmes gasped. The spring, it drew blood. This box, this one on the table. So he was telling, Mr. Smith was telling him, has one box you got and one spring also was there in it. It drew blood. This box, this one on the table. Now Holmes asked, this box only you are telling? The very one. And it may as well leave the room in my pocket. So when I go, I'll take this. And it may as well leave the room in my pocket. That means when I go, I'll take that also. So that there won't be any evidence for anybody that I have done it. There goes the last shred of evidence. Last shred of evidence means last piece of evidence. That means I will be carrying it. But you have the truth now, Holmes, and you can die with the knowledge that I killed you. But you have the truth now. Now you understood who killed and what happened. You have the truth now, Holmes, and you can die with the knowledge that I killed you. You can understand. You understood that I am the person behind your death. But you can sleep and you can die with that knowledge. Holmes' voice had sunk to an almost inaudible whisper. Holmes' voice had sunk to an almost inaudible whisper means it was not possible to hear. Like that it has become. What's that? Said Smith. No, Smith asked, what's that? He told him, turn up the gas. Turn up the gas. Gas here means what? An old type of lamp which is used as gas is called gas here. Is there any other service I can do for you, my friend? In addition to this, any other work I have to do for you? A match to light a candle. One more thing you had to give me, that is a match to light a candle. I nearly called out in my joy and excitement. Who is I here? Dr. Watson. When he heard the voice of Holmes, Watson was very happy, and I nearly called out in my joy and excitement. Holmes was speaking in his natural voice. That means his weakness reduced to a great extent, like that Watson felt. There was a long pause, and I felt that Calvert Smith was standing in silent amazement, looking down at my companion. There was a long pause. Nobody was talking. And I felt that Calvert Smith was standing in silent amazement, looking down at my companion. I felt that he was looking down at Holmes. What's the meaning of this? He said at last in a dry, harsh tone. In a dry, harsh tone, Smith asked him, what's the meaning of all this? The best way of successfully acting a part is to be it, said Holmes. So the best way of successfully acting a part is to be it. We have to be that particular person. When we act, if we are becoming that particular person, that is the best way of acting, said Holmes. I give you my word that for 3 days I have tasted neither food nor drink. I give you my word. That means I am telling to you frankly. For 3 days I have tasted neither food nor drink. Past 3 days I was completely fasting. I did not take water. I did not take any food. Hello, do I hear the step of a friend? Are you hearing? Somebody is coming or what? There were footsteps outside. The door opened and Inspector Morton appeared. Somebody was coming. Who was that? Inspector Morton came there. All is in order, and this is your man, said Holmes. Everything is perfectly done, and this is your man. You please take him. The officer said, I arrest you on the charge of the murder of one Victor Savage. I am now arresting you for what? On the charge of the murder of one Victor Savage. And you might add the attempted murder of one Sherlock Holmes, remarked my friend with a chuckle. With a chuckle means what? With a quiet laugh. Holmes told, yes, attempted murder of one Sherlock Holmes. That also you can charge on him. Mr. Smith was good enough to give a signal by turning up the gas. Mr. Smith was good enough to give our signal by turning up the gas. When he turned up the gas, that was the signal given to inspector, and that was done at the right time. By the way, the prisoner has a small box in the right hand pocket of his coat, which might play a part in the trial. So, in his right hand pocket, you will find a small box, and that will be a proof that can be produced in the court for trial. A nice trap, cried the high snarling voice. He was growling. You trapped me. He asked me to come here to cure him. Now he'll pretend, no doubt, that I have said anything which he may invent. He called me for curing him, and now he will pretend and he will say a lot of things which I haven't said. That means he will invent some stories about me and he will say, good heavens, cried Holmes. I have totally forgotten him. I have totally forgotten him. About whom? Dr. Watson. My dear Watson, I owe you 1,000 apologies. I am very sorry to think that I should have overlooked you. Don't think like that way. I need not introduce you to Mr. Smith since you have met earlier in the evening. So I need not introduce you to Mr. Smith because already you have met him in the evening. Officer Morton took Mr. Smith to the police station. Officer Morton took Mr. Smith to the police station. As Holmes sat down with a tired look, I asked how he had transformed his appearance so dramatically. How you have transformed your appearance like this? 3 days of absolute fast does not improve one's beauty. Now Holmes said, for 3 days without taking anything will not improve anybody's beauty. Watson, when we have finished at the police station, I think that something nutritious at Simpson's restaurant would not be out of place. When we finish the police station business, handing over the person to the officers and so on, I think something nutritious at Simpson's restaurant would not be out of place. That means it's better to have some nutritious food in Simpson's restaurant. That will be best. Okay, children, rest of the lesson we will see in the next class.